So the next stage is I'm getting this model ready to take into layout for documentation purposes. To that end, I want to simplify this model as much as possible. So what I've done at this stage is I've deleted any external components that I may have used, like cars, etc. And I think even the internal components, that's up to you if you like to keep them in, but I've actually deleted my internal components as well, because we're going to be able to draw simple rectangular shapes in floor plan to represent those components. So everything's fairly simplified outside. Also, to that end, I've simplified my layers. So as I've deleted things, I've also checked my layers and checked to make sure that I can delete the layers as well. One bit of a trap is just check by zooming out and turning all your layers on before you delete anything, and make sure you also turn section planes on. And just check before you go deleting any of your layers that your section planes are on a layer that you're going to keep. So if they're on a layer that you're about to delete for cleaning up purposes, you'll lose those section planes, and you don't want to do that. So I've moved my section planes to layer set out. That would be as good as anything, I guess. Then that'll normally be turned off. That was just to check it with. And then finally just have a quick run through that you're not missing anything after you've cleaned things up, because sometimes you might delete a layer that might have items on it that you should have kept. So everything appears to be okay with this particular view. I've checked all my different layers. Okay, so the next thing I want to do then is I want to set up a very simple style and keep only one style in this model. And by the way, the other thing that we should be doing also is before you save this, because you after you've made these changes in deleting things, do a file save as, and save this now as a different name, something like Cabin 1 document, because this is going to be the documentation stage. Once you've saved that, the other thing that we're going to do, like I said, is set up a very simple style. Now, one that I suggest we try using to start with is if you drop down the selector and go to straight lines, I think it is. No, that's not it. Default styles. In default styles, there's a style called hidden line. Click on that. That'll add that style to the model now. Then go back to the little house icon here, and that'll take you back to all your model styles. And just note which one of these is hidden line, and delete all of the rest. So even that drafting one we created a little while ago, just delete it, leave hidden line, right click on the ones you want to delete, then delete them. So right click and delete them. That'll leave hidden line as a very simple style applied to everything. Now I'm just going to edit that hidden line style to make sure everything's looking alright. I'm on the first little icon of the edit tab to start with, and I'm just going to uncheck profiles. That'll make it a bit simpler. Nothing else changes there. I'm just going to go to face settings. In face settings, instead of being hidden line mode there, I want to actually change that to use textures, because we are going to want to see textures in some parts of this drawing here. Then I'll have to change the front colour and the back colour to both be the same. So click on the back colour there, change your picker to RGB, if it might be wheel at the moment, but change it to RGB, and then push all the sliders over across to the right so you get 255, 255, 255, that'll be white. And click OK to that. So now the back colour is the same as the front colour. I'm moving on to the next little diagram here. So this is the background settings. That all looks fine. We don't want a sky, we don't want a ground, and the background colour should be white. Then I'll go to the next, the watermark settings, nothing will change. And the last one, model settings, as always, uncheck section planes. Now, when you've fixed up all of that, if you click on the update style, once you see these circular arrows, you have to update that style with those changes. So we click on that update style, and I'll now go back to select, and that's my one plane style in this dialog box now. Okay, so this model now is probably all been left nice and simple straight edges, and that'll be ready for importing into layout. So we better just do a save there at that point. Once that's saved, just minimize it, and we'll be ready to start investigating layout in a second. So I'm just going to stop the video at that stage, and the next stage we'll start introducing you to layout.